is a Class D Section 710 regional final featuring the Chateaugay Bulldogs and the Chazy Eagles. The winner of today's game will advance to the New York State Final Four semifinals at Cortland State and area fields. The lineup for the Chateaugay Bulldogs. Number 3, Morgan Legacy. Number 8, Haley Tower. Number 9, Hannah Trudell. Number 10, Morgan Thomas. Number 12, Taylor Winch. Number 16, Brandy Cook. Number 17, Stephanie White. Number 18, Rachel DeCoss. Number 20, Holly Zeldenrust. Number 21, Abby Barnes. The starting lineup for Chateaugay. Number 1, Hannah Cook. Number 2, Alexis Beach. Number 4, Sarah Gardner. Number 5, Courtney Bouye. Number 6, Lindsay Matthews. Number 7, Katie Beach. Number 10, Nicole Lamica. Number 12, Danielle Charland. Number 13, Shelby Coleman. Number 14, Kelly Favreau. And in goal is Michaela Fleury. The assistant coaches for Chateaugay are Shelley Cook and Steve Bouye. The head coach is Steve Lang. For the Chazy Eagles, number 1, Rachel Pombrio. Number 9, Amanda Kempinen. Number 11, Katie Tebow. Number 12, Jessica Lapierre. Number 14, Allie Hayes. Number 16, Victoria Lyons. Number 17, Miranda Ozier. Number 19, Catherine Gravel. Number 22, Michaela Cahoon. Number 23, Stephanie Gagno. Number 25, Courtney Gilmore. And number 26, Caitlin Kozak. Number 27, Kaylee Laporte. Number 28 is Abby Snide. The starting lineup for the Chazy Eagles. Number 2, Lindsay Hack. Number 5, Alexis Gay. Number 6, Christina Emery. Number 7, Megan Reynolds. The goalkeeper is Catherine Took. Number 10, Amber Polomsky. Number 13, Jory Cooper. Number 15, Kirsten Doran. Number 20, Hannah Lauren. Number 21, Kitten Latrimore. And number 24, Caitlin Lapierre. The assistant coaches for the Chazy Eagles, Morgan Russi and Corey Thompson. And the head coach is Karen Sherman Tremblay. The officials for today's game, the line judges are Mr. Tom Kowalowski and Mr. Dennis Labarge. The field judge is Mr. Jerry Kowalowski.
Hello, North Country sports fans, and welcome to Plattsburgh High School. Today is, what is today here, Kelvin? November 12th. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a fine Saturday afternoon here in Plattsburgh.
I thought everybody knew yesterday was Wednesday.
Yeah, and 11-11-11. You think I would have remembered that one. I'm Sean Rogers for Hometown Cable, and we're here at the Northeast Regional Class D girls soccer game with Chateaugay here in the maroon, moving from your left to right at this point, and the Chazy Eagles girls team in the white moving from your right to left. The winner of this game will advance to the state Final Four in Cortland next weekend, and this should be a really good matchup. Chazy comes in with one loss, and that loss is to Peru, a Class B team, and Chateaugay comes in with a very strong record as well. They have only 2 losses. Those 2 losses came to Hamilton. That was their very first game of the year, and they lost to Malone, a Class A school, 2-0 about halfway through their season. So as we get started here, as you can see, Chateaugay's pressing a little early here and working their way into the box, and that ball is going to go over the end for a goal kick for Chazy. As I said, Chateaugay comes in with a very strong record of 16-2-1. Their big threat is number 5, Boye. She has 18 goals and 9 assists on the year. For Chazy, that's Caitlin Lapierre, number 24, that just played the ball out to the outside there. She's the big threat for Chazy, coming in with a very strong record as well. Let's see. Caitlin Lapierre has 18 goals and 25 assists on the year. So that's Christine Emery throwing the ball into Lapierre. Lapierre's moving the ball back to midfield, back to Doran. Chazy controlling well at this point. Out to outside to Latrimore. Tried to play that to number 7, Reynolds. Reynolds heading the ball and playing it back to the outside to Jory Cooper. Cooper, she's one of those good, hard, hustling girls that works hard on the outside there. Megan Reynolds challenges again. Chazy settles the ball and plays it back to reset to the outside to Latrimore. Latrimore moves the ball up. Chazy loses control there, but Chateaugay plays it outside, and Chazy will have a throw in there. The girls getting settled in here. We're just a couple minutes into the game. A lot of play on that far side there. Latrimore playing the ball. Lapierre controls and plays the ball over to Doran. Doran moved the ball up through midfield there. Continues to maintain possession. Chazy trying to play to feet, but loses control of the ball. The ball comes out to number 14, Favaro. She's another one of the strong players there for Chateaugay that has had several goals this year. Ball played outside to Emery with lots of space. She'll take that space up the left-hand side. She plays a through ball to Hannah Lauren. Lauren has control of the ball in the left-hand corner here. Moves across. Lapierre working to get that ball. It's Amber Polemski. Nice touch to Lapierre to maintain possession for Chazy. Lapierre working the ball, works through. And she has Emery on the outside, but Emery couldn't get to that ball. It was a nice little touch, but Christina was hustling, just couldn't quite get there. Chateaugay takes the throw in. The ball was out there. Tried to play to number 14, Favaro again, and that'll be a Chazy throw in. Looks like the ball never came in, so the ball will move up there where the ball boy is, and from the point of the throw. Hannah Laura makes a run, but she wasn't able to quite get there, and Chateaugay controls. That goes off again, and that'll be a Chateaugay throw-in. Throw-in comes to number 2, Beach. That's Alexis Beach. There's a couple of girls here, I assume they're sisters. Back to the sweeper hack. Out to Polemski. Polemski controls. Nice little behind the heel move there, and brings that ball up to Lapierre. Lapierre's working center. Moves the ball to Doran. Reynolds heads that ball back to the defense, and Latrimore controls. Reynolds controlled right back to Reynolds. Resetting again to Dorn. She tries to go over the top and inside to Hannah Lauren, but it's kind of bottled up there, and the Chateaugay keeper comes off her line, does a nice job to get that ball. Chateaugay's keeper is Fleury. Another ball up to Favaro with Beach coming on. Chateaugay unable to control. Kind of a big ball over the top there. They lose control, and that's number 1. Hannah Cook playing that ball over the top. And it looks like that one's going to get back. Oh, it didn't come to the box, and Cook comes out and clears that ball. Chateaugay controlling now, but they lose control there on the right-hand side. Hack, she had time. She should have waited on that one. She could have taken some space and maintained control, but the ball was out of bounds. Chateaugay. Okay, we had a sub there for Chateaugay. Number 7, Katie Beach comes off the field. And Kellen was helping me out there with the break. Number 14 is Favaro, is how that's pronounced. So that is Megan Reynolds moving the ball up the right side, plays the ball to the center to Lapiro. She couldn't quite get there. Yeah, Chateaugay clears the ball out of there. Chateaugay plays the ball up to Favaro there. She wasn't able to control. The number 16, Stephanie White, comes in and moves that ball up the right-hand side. Chateaugay continues to control into the right-hand corner. Broken up by Christine Emery. Chateaugay plays that ball down the line. It will be a goal kick for Chazy. So Catherine Took will take this goal kick now. The ball headed by, that was number 7, Megan Reynolds. Caitlin Lapierre controls. Again, she has that ball in the middle, touches the ball over to Kirsten Dorn. Dorn moves the ball up. Tries to find Reynolds, but Chateaugay was able to break that up. But it was right back again to Dorn. Reynolds controls, nice ball in the middle up to Hannah Lauren. Had the bad touch. Jory Cooper's in on the right-hand corner, though. This could be trouble. Nice cross, but wasn't quite able to turn her hips there, and it'll go out for a Chateaugay goal kick. Chateaugay has 3 subs coming on now. Number 7, Katie Beach, comes back into the game. Number 11, Taylor Winch. And number 8, Haley Tower, steps in for Chateaugay. Looks like the coach there from Chateaugay wants to talk to Beach and Boyer there, a couple of his top players, and he subs them out so he can talk to them a little bit about the strategy Chateaugay wants to employ here. Megan Reynolds takes the throw into Doran. Doran controls, chests that ball down nicely, still working through, and Chateaugay steps up and stops that little run they had going. The ball's in the right-hand corner. Lauren works hard and is able to win a corner kick. This is the first set play of the game, and this could be a possibility for Chazy here. Looks like number 7, Megan Reynolds, is going to take this corner kick for Chazy. Lauren's in marking the goalie very tightly there, trying to screen her a little bit. Ball comes in flat across the line. Oh, it's almost there. Doran had a real opportunity there, but the keeper there for Chateaugay, Fleury, comes up big. Fleury's done very well this year. She's only allowed a few goals. If I remember right, it's only like 8 or 9 goals she's let in this year, so she's a very strong keeper. Ball on the outside to Christine Emery, but Chateaugay there, number 16, Stephanie White, is able to step in and break that up, but it goes back to the Chazy defense, and Palumski controls. Caitlin Lapierre working the ball on the inside again, touches to Doran. They seem to be working well together today. Back to Lapierre. Lapierre moves the ball across the middle, back to Doran. Doran finds Jory Cooper on the outside with nobody marking her. Cooper tries to bring the ball into the middle and loses control momentarily, but regains it as she hustles down that right-hand sideline, works that ball. Chateaugay clears it out for a Chazy throw-in. We have subs coming in for both sides. Again, Calvin, who's that coach from Chateaugay? Did you catch his name? I think his, I can't remember what it was, but anyways, he's bringing those 3.
Steve Lang.
Steve Lang is the coach for Chateaugay. He's bringing in the those 3 girls that he brought out and had a little chat with, so we see if they come out with something different as they had that little talk on the sideline. Chazy takes the throw in. It's Reynolds to Lapierre. Lapierre pays it back, and Reynolds is able to get a good hard cross in, but Pombrio, who just checked in, wasn't able to settle that, and it goes off the end line for a Chateaugay goal kick. So we've kind of been back and forth here. I think Chazy is maybe controlled a little more as they control this goal kick. And Lapeer crosses that ball. It goes into the side net. Not quite where she wanted that ball to be. I think both teams have had some real opportunities here, but early in the game with about 10 minutes gone, I would say that Chazy's had a little bit better of the play, and they've been in this in the Chateaugay end a little more than the down the Chazy end. Just to say that Chateaugay takes control in the midfield and plays the ball up hard, but a little too hard, a little bit too far through, and the Chazy defense sweeper Lindsay Hack takes control. Kirsten Dorham with the ball now, moving the ball up to the outside to Christine Emery, but not quite a hard enough touch, and Chateaugay able to clear that ball out again. Chateaugay is playing a little more of the big ball over the top style, trying to break one loose with one of their strikers, and they're able to control with number 7. Number 7 is Katie Beach, but they lose control, and Kenan Latchmore moves that ball nicely up to the left side, but we got both teams booting the ball around a little bit, nobody really possessing the ball real well at this point. Again, the ball is played through and not to feet, and the Chateaugay defense just plays it big up and over the top. Latchmore tries to control. She's doing well to get her foot on the ball, and she's holding off the Chateaugay offense right now. Works the ball outside very nicely. Again, Pomeroy there not able to control. Hannah Lauren comes in hard from behind, but they lose control again, and number 6, Lindsay Matthews, controls that ball for Chateaugay. Lapeer steps up and takes that errant pass and is moving the ball now up the left-hand side a little bit. Plays the ball outside to Emery, who's wide open on the left-hand wing. Emery, number 6, wasn't quite able to get there. Chateaugay clears the ball off, and it looks like this is going to be a goal kick. They said Emery touched that ball last. Mr. Kowalski steps in and calls that a goal kick. So both teams trying to settle in and find their groove here a little bit. It's been fairly back and forth, like I said, and the goal kick comes out and Chazy controls, but unable to move the ball forward. Polemski is able to win the throw in there off the Chateaugay player, number 7, Katie Beach. Number 1, Hannah Cook, plays that ball again, big and up over the top, but it's a little too far for her offense. And Lindsay Hack was able to control, but it goes off a Chateaugay player. And again, Chazy just playing the ball big, not playing the feet, not controlling the ball. Need to settle in a little more and try to control that ball. This is number 2, Alexis Beach, controlling the ball. She's one of their strikers. She seems a little small, but it seems like this girl has some really good foot skills. Tries to play a through ball to one of her teammates there, but Chazy clears it out to the sidelines. I believe that's number 7, Katie Beach, that was making the run in the box there. As Joe and Joey always talk about these numbers when they're gray on maroon, they're a little bit hard to see from this far away, and we prefer the bright white numbers on these dark jerseys so we can see what they are. Number 14 is in the game. Favreau is there again, and she played the ball in. The ball was played big up the Chazy sideline, and again, we're looking for who's going to step up and take control. Number 14, Favreau, is there again. Again, she is one of the bigger threats for Chateaugay, coming in with 7 goals and 6 assists. Ball's played to the right side, up the right-hand side. Hannah Lauren giving chase, but number 4, Sarah Gardner, was able to clear that ball out for a Chazy throw-in. Ball's thrown into Lapeer. Lapeer chests the ball down and controls. Plays the ball number 7, Megan Reynolds. Reynolds moves the ball out to Abby Snide. She's a freshman that's just checked in here on the outside. Oh, she megs there through her legs and continues to move through. And Mr. Kowalski is going to call a trip on Chateaugay. This is a dangerous area. As you can see from the football markings, we're on the 20-yard line here, so we're about 30 yards out for Chazy. Nice opportunity on a set play here with a free kick for Chazy. Reynolds is going to take this kick. She sends the ball in on net, misses wide to the left, though. Coach Sherman Trombley was right there telling her what she'd like her to do, so instead of playing that one over the top and heading it in, she told her to put it on net, and Megan gave that a good shot. Chateaugay plays the goal kick out. Chazy controls once again. That's number 1, Rachel Pombrio, winning that, plays it outside to Lapeer. Lapier's moving that ball in. She had a nice cross, but Chateaugay was able to step in and break that up. This is Boyer coming forward. She's a young lady with the most goals for Chateaugay on this team. Kirsten Dorman is able to step in and take the ball away. Again, Chateaugay defense with a big ball over the top, looking for Beach, number 2. Wasn't able to control, and Rachel Pombrio for Chazy controls the ball and nicely plays that to her stopper. Nope, that is center mid, Doran. Chateaugay again with a big ball over the top and pressuring the sweeper Hack, but Hack was able to get that ball outside to Polomsky. Polomsky taking her time, but kicks the ball and it goes out of bounds. Chateaugay is going to have 16. White checking back into the game. Number 1, Hannah Cook checks out. We have a Chateaugay throw in at midfield. White has a nice throw in, but Chateaugay was unable to control. And again, we're back into a little boot ball here with 7 Katie Beach working on that ball, but Polomsky steps in and was able to take that ball away. Hack was able to save the potential corner kick here. Chateaugay will have a throw in deep in the Chazy territory. Throwing goes to Beach, and again off of Chazy defender Polomsky, and Chateaugay will throw in again. White's going to take the throw in. She throws this ball deeper into the box. That ball's headed out by Gay, controlled by Abby Snide, who plays it down the line and clears it for Chazy. Lapeer headed the ball, trying to find Megan Reynolds, but wasn't able to control, but it still came up with Chazy coming out with that ball. Hannah Lauren trying to work that ball through, and Hannah Lauren's called for a dangerous high kick, so Chateaugay will have the kick near midfield here. So we have 23 minutes and 20 seconds left in this half, and it's been sort of back and forth here with the big balls. Girls looking to get in their groove and trying to possess a little more. A lot of the passes have been cut off, and there's been one real threat there with the corner kick that Chazy took, but Fleury was able to come off her line and make that save nicely. And that's been really the only big threat in the game so far. Doran had a real chance there early on, and Fleury did a good job of covering that ball up and getting on top of it and make sure that there wasn't an additional rebound for that ball to come out. It was rolling around a little bit, but she kept it close to her and was able to control. Still back to the live action. This is Chateaugay taking a goal kick here. The ball comes over the top to number 5, Boyer, and was cleared out by Megan Reynolds, so it'll be Chateaugay throw-in. Throw-in will be taken by number 12, Danielle Charlin. So I was checking the brackets for the girls Class D state playoffs here, and all 4 games are being contested today to decide who moves into those Final Four slots. So none of the Final Four have been determined yet. The winner of this game will face the winner of Section 3, Remsen, and the winner of Section 4, Morris. Remsen is tied with Chazy in the rankings in the New York State Sports Writers Association rankings for first. So we could see a potential showdown in the semifinals of the tied number 1 ranked state teams in Class D right off the bat in the semifinals. Chateaugay again playing a big ball over the top and was working to get that ball through. Gay called for a trip there as Chateaugay starting to assert a little more pressure here, and from about 45 yards out, Chateaugay is going to have a free kick here. Number 24, I don't have her on my roster, takes the kick. Plays that ball up hard to the outside. There's a shot on goal, but Tooks right there. She had a good beat on that one, was ready for it. Beach was crashing, though. Catherine had trouble controlling that. Alexis Beach was right there for the rebound, had there been one. So Took punts that ball over the top. Their stopper takes control. Number 24 unable to maintain control, and this is Hannah Lauren touching the ball on the outside, and she has space this time. This could be dangerous for Chazy. Hannah works that ball in with a nice cross. Great ball out to Caitlin Lapierre. She was unable to control, and Lapierre is down as she and the goalie collide. She's up and seems like she's going to be able to shake that one off, and play continues. The punt comes out to Megan Reynolds, who is able to control, tries to play a big ball in as she sees the goalie was out, but was unable to do that. The ball goes off a Chateaugay player, so this will be a Chazy throw-in. Cooper and Emery check in for the Chazy Eagles. Number 3, Morgan Legacy, and number 14, Kelly Favaro. Or Favaro. I got it right. I'll get that one right before we're done, Kelvin. Favaro checks in for Chateaugay. I can hear Joe and Joey down there doing the commentary, and Joey's getting that one wrong too, Kelvin. He's screwing me up. Joe and Joey are doing Wiry Radio today, live for this game as well. I guess Reynolds went down on the far side, but it looks like that's going to be called a throw-in, not a trip, and throws into Doran, who chests the ball back to her. Ball played in the box, but was controlled by Chateaugay with no threat there. Alexis Beach comes out, and she controls that ball, but plays it a little bit too big to herself. Emery turns and puts a shot on goal, but misses wide left. So here in Plattsburgh High School, we don't keep the shots on the scoreboard here, but in my estimation, I would say that Chazy would be credited with 2 shots, maybe 3 at this point, and Chateaugay with 1. This is number 16 controlling Stephanie White, moving the ball up from the middle. And Mr. Kowalski says play on, and goes off a Chazy player for a Chateaugay throw-in. Throw-in up to 14. Favreau, she wasn't able to control. Polemski has the ball, but misplays it, and Chateaugay does control that one. The ball's played big over the top. The stopper was way up there, but she was able to come back and collect that ball before Hannah Lauren can get there to control it. This is Boyer over there, but she loses control of that ball, trying to play a through ball to Beach. Lauren working hard to come back and get control of that ball, tries to find Lapierre, but was unable, and the sweeper just clears the ball back out to midfield. This is White for Chateaugay that controls the ball. And that was number 10 playing the ball up. That was Nicole Lamica. Number 3 on the far side, Morgan Legacy, working to get to that ball, but she was unable. It'll still be a Chateaugay throw-in. Number 13, Shelby Coleman, checking in for number 24 for Chateaugay. Throw-in for Chateaugay, controlled by Boyer. She played the ball back to number 1 Beach, who was, number 1 is Cook, but she was unable to control that ball. Number 4, Sarah Gardner tries to play that ball up on the left side, was broken up by Jory Cooper. Ball's thrown into Hannah Cook. Hannah plays it over to Boyer, number 5, broken up by Kinnan Latrimore. So another Chateaugay throw-in here. We're just a little shy of midfield. 17 minutes left in the first half. The score is 0-0. Chateaugay throws the ball in. Latrimore misplays that one, overruns it, and plays the ball up. Number 2, Alexis Beach, tried to play a through ball to herself there, but a little bit too big, wasn't able to run on it, and comes off her line, collects that ball nicely. Punt back out across midfield. That's a really nice punt. That was probably about a 50-yard punt she just played there. Lapierre turns and plays the ball up to the left-hand side of the Chateaugay defense. Number 4, Gardner, misplays that ball out of bounds, trying to find, can't quite see it. Number 3, Morgan Legacy on that far side at the midfield. We have an illegal throw by Chazy. You don't see that very often at this level, especially in a regional playoff, but it does occasionally happen, and the linesman's right there and makes the call. Latrimore heads that ball up to Reynolds. Reynolds controls, brings the ball down, tries to find Cooper, but was unable. Goes off a Chateaugay player, and Cooper does control. Cleared out of bounds by Chateaugay. Chateaugay bringing 4 players in here at their next opportunity to sub. They, I think Coach Lang's, one of his strategies here is to keep fresh legs, keep them coming at Chazy as much as possible. I think he must have a fairly deep bench and be able to do that. One thing I would note is Chateaugay's coming in this game with only 2 seniors on the roster. There's a lot of underclassmen on this team, and with a record like this, you know they're going to be a force in the future here in the upcoming years. Here comes Alexis Beach, number 2, working that ball. She makes a nice cut and gets by number 5 for Chazy, Alexis Gay. Ball put in there, but Took was right there on the line. Shots are 3-2 now at this point. Took punts that ball out. Looks for Christina Emery, who heads the ball to the middle, and they lose control. Number 14, Kelly Favaro brings that ball up to the right-hand side, trying to find White, but wasn't able to. Polumsky collects that ball, and she's going to take the space up the left-hand side. She had a lot of space open there, and she finds Hannah Lauren making a run up the left corner. Lauren works hard to keep that ball in. She's able to do so, but wasn't able to maintain control, and the ball goes over the end line for a Chateaugay goal kick. And here comes the 4 subs for Chateaugay. Number 7, Katie Beach coming back in. Number 11, Taylor Winch. Number 12, Danielle Charland. And I didn't catch the other. Oh, number 8, Haley Tower in for Chateaugay. So a little over 14 minutes left. Chateaugay takes that goal kick. It's, headed and controlled by Hannah Lauren. A little bit of pushing going on, but Mr. Kowalski says play on. Played in the box, and Fleury collects that one very easily. No threat there with that ball. She punts the ball out. Ball was collected by number 11. That is Lamica. She tried to find number 8 Tower there, but they weren't able to connect. And Lapeer falls down there. It's too close to the ball. Mr. Kowalski says, "Nope, that's a dangerous play. We're gonna move this ball up here and take an indirect kick for Chateaugay deep in their own end." Ball's played up to number 7, Katie Beach, but she loses control. Jerry Cooper does a nice job to take that ball away. Cooper loses it to number 16, White. Again, we're back and forth. We're not putting very good passes together on either side here. Nobody's maintaining control. Lapeer tries to move the ball up the right sidelines, and it's cleared out by Chateaugay. Lapeer takes the throw into Hannah Lauren. Lauren tries to head the ball back to Cooper, but they were unable to control. Bounces around, and Reynolds takes control of this ball. Reynolds plays the ball nicely out to the corner to Lapeer. Lapeer's working the ball against number 4, Sarah Gardner. And she's able to play the ball off Gardner and winning the second corner kick for Chazy. The last time they had one of these was the really only quality opportunity we've had in the half for either team. So we'll see if Chazy can capitalize on this corner kick. Lapeer takes the corner kick, plays it about to the middle of the box. There's lots of jerseys of both colors there. The keeper involved in the scrum there. Polumsky comes in, takes control, tries to play the ball through, but was unable to get the ball through. They're still bouncing around in the box. Chazy controls. That's Gabe. Tries to find Emery on the outside, but ball's touched out of bounds. Looks like Chateaugay averted another possible opportunity there for Chazy. 25, freshman Courtney Gilmore checks into the game for Chazy, replacing Cooper. She's going to be out there on the left midfield. Left outside mid. Ball's played up, and Polumsky clears that ball deep into the Chateaugay territory, and it'll go out of bounds for Chateaugay throw-in. Number 12, Danielle Charland's going to take this throw-in for Chateaugay. Goes over top of all the players there, and Polumsky plays the ball back up and into the box. Didn't quite get there, but Doran plays the ball in deep. And Lapeer will control, tries to play a soft touch to Doran, but misses. And this is Alexis Beach playing that big through ball again. Chateaugay's really looking to capitalize on some speed they may have up front and to get a ball over to the top and run on. They get the touch through, but Hack is able to come back and clear that ball out of bounds. Once again, there was only one defender there. She had a lot of players around her. It would be better for her to touch that to one of her players and maintain control rather than clearing it out of bounds. Chateaugay takes the throw in. And it's off a Chazy player and goes out again. So number 7, Katie Beach, is going to take this throw in again. Ball's played in and controlled by Kenan Latrimore of Chazy and played up across midfield. But Chazy unable to control, and Chateaugay plays that ball up big again. That was Reynolds trying to find Christina Emery, making a run up this left-hand side, but wasn't able to do so. And again, we're back to playing the big balls on both sides as we just kicked the ball back and forth at midfield. Far sideline is Katie Beach, settles the ball. She plays that to Boyer. Boyer is unable to control and was cleared out of bounds by Chazy. Throw back to Boyer again, played back to Beach. Beach is working the ball and was able to find a high cross, but she didn't have anybody there. Alexis Beach wasn't able to get to it, and the ball's controlled by Doran. Doran plays up to Lapeer. Lapeer makes a nice little move and a run. Finds Hannah Lauren streaking down the middle. Lauren plays that ball outside, and she beats number 4. Sarah Gardner tries to make the cross but wasn't able to. Ball's played out at the top of the box to Courtney Gilmore. Gilmore loses control. And she and Katie Beach are going to work down that right side, and Beach actually comes out the winner and moves the ball up the left side. Tries to find her player streaking down the side there, and it's Alexis Beach plays the ball up to Boyer. And Hack comes off her sweeper position to the outside and clears the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Chateaugay throw-in from about 20 yards out. Ball's thrown into Hannah Cook. Hannah Cook tries to find Beach in the middle, but they were unable to. It's broken up. Chazy has got 9 players back in the box there, counting the keeper, and they're getting a little more into defensive mode here. Alexis Gay tries to settle that ball. It's back out to the top with Cook. Cook finds number 14, Favreau, streaking in there, but she was unable to get to it. Comes off her line. We'll count that as shot, and we're 3-3. The punt comes out and is controlled by Lapeer, who touches back to Doran. Doran plays a big ball over the top, trying to find Hannah Lauren, but it goes outside to Gardner. Lauren comes through and actually takes Gardner off the ball and was trying to get through with that one, but Chateaugay defense, I believe that was number 10, Lamica, steps up and was able to clear that ball out and loses control. The 2 freshmen checking in now, number 1, Rachel Pombrio, number 28, Abby Snide for Chazy, as Gilmore and Hannah Lauren are going to come off. Hannah Lauren's put in some good minutes there for Coach Sherman Trombley. She's been hustling up front and trying to work that ball through and get the opportunity to let a good one go. We're back to action. Ball thrown into Pombrio. Was unable to settle that ball and cleared out by Chateaugay, so it'll be another Chazy throw-in. Abby Snide's going to take this throw. Snide throws the ball into Reynolds. Reynolds settles the ball, plays it back to Snide. Snide sweeps the ball forward, loses control, and Hannah Cook takes control of the ball for Chateaugay. Cook continues to move the ball up, tries to cross midfield, but Doran steps in and takes control of that ball for Chazy. Ball played out to Emery. Emery settles the ball, plays the ball to Reynolds. Reynolds is trying to find Snide on the outside there, but Chateaugay defender stepped in and took control of that one. This is little number 2, Alexis Beach, takes control, tries to find 14, Favreau moving up the right side there, but wasn't able to control it. Number 6 for Chateaugay, Lindsay Matthews, clears the ball up the right-hand side, but again, Chazy will control the ball. Amber Polonsky moves the ball up the left-hand side, plays big to another Chateaugay player. Chateaugay just boots it up, and Kirsten Doran steps up and takes control of that ball. Lapeer, she was able to find Lapeer. Lapeer lost control momentarily, but was able to step back in and win that ball. Lapeer's a good, hard, physical player. She plays shoulder-to-shoulder soccer very hard and works hard to control that ball. Tries to move it up, but was unable to maintain control. As number 12 for Chateaugay steps in, and Danielle Charlin plays the ball out to Boyer. And the ball went out of bounds, and so Chazy will have a throw in there as Boyer lost control. We're down to 6 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half. The score is 0-0 in this Northeast Regional Class D Girls Soccer Final. Winner moves on to the Final Four and in Cortland next weekend. Ball thrown into Reynolds, who touches out to Snide. Snide controls, plays the ball back to Reynolds, up to Rachel Pombrio. Pombrio had a couple people coming in, but not the best touch, and played it behind the 2 girls she had coming in. The ball goes back to Squeaker Hack. Hack plays the ball back up big to Abby Snide, up to right-hand Snide. Snide's running on, trying to keep the ball in bounds, and is able to. Goes off a Chateaugay player, and Rachel Pomeroy controls with a good chance here for a nice cross. Oh, the ball is headed out, and there is Caitlin Lapierre with the goal. Heads it in. Assist from Rachel Pomeroy with a nice ball in, headed by the defender. Keeper got caught out of position with Lapierre coming in. Lapierre was right there and able to head that ball in. So, goal for Chazy at 5 minutes and 33 seconds left of the first half. Rachel Pomeroy plays across in. It goes off the head of a defender and straight up in the air, and Caitlin Lapierre was there ready and able to head the ball into the goal. And very nice play. Chazy takes a 1-0 lead over Chateaugay. Chateaugay controls the ball. That's number 7, Beach, working to play the ball through. Trying to play Boyer streaking up the left side there for them, but was unable to control. Chazy controls and move the ball back across midfield. Lapierre trying to work the ball in, and we have a push on Lapierre. That ball is going to go Chateaugay's way here with 5 minutes left in the first half. Hannah Cook will take the free kick for Chateaugay. Ball's up over midfield, bounces over both players there. They're working to get it. Alexis Beach steps in and thwarts the efforts from Gay, but was unable to, nobody able to control him. We're just having the big balls played again. Ball headed by Hack.
And assisted by Rachel Pomeroy.
Chateaugay with the throw in. That's number 14. Favreau throws the ball in. Ball goes off the Chateaugay player, and this will be a goal kick for Chazy. Takes the goal kick here and tries to find Emery, but wasn't able to. And number 16, White, steps up to take control of that ball. They say that ball went off of Chazy, so White will take the throw in. White working to find Favreau, but Favreau wasn't able to control the ball and goes over the inline for another Chazy goal kick. So we're down to right around 3.5 minutes here in the first half. Chazy was finally able to break through at about the 5.5-minute mark with Caitlin Lapierre getting another goal for Chazy this year. That's Caitlin's 19th goal this year as she moved in and did that. And Pomeroy, the freshman, stepping up. That's her 4th assist of the year. So they worked nicely together there. The Chateaugay defender really did a good job to get her head on the ball and try to break that up, but it just had an unlucky bounce, and Lapierre was right there to collect it and send it in. This is Cook moving the ball across the midfield, but Reynolds steps in and takes that ball away, and it is played nicely to Lapierre. Abby Snide plays the ball back in, tries to find Lapierre again, was unable to. Hannah Cook collects the ball and moves the ball over midfield. Cook looking for Boyer making the run up that left-hand side. Boyer unable to control and goes off a Chazy defender, Latrimore, and Chateaugay will have the throw in. They quickly take the throw in. And Beach tries to move that ball through and was unable to. And Rachel Pomeroy collects the ball there. Finds Snide coming up. Finds Reynolds free on the in the center. Tries to play the ball to Lapierre, but Lapierre was unable to get onto that ball. Throwing goes to Chateaugay. Chateaugay controls again. They try to play the big ball over the top, trying to find Alexis Beach, and Hack heads the ball out of bounds. Boyer will take this throw. And the ball is into Alexis Beach. Alexis Beach is able to control, trying to work through, but had a lot of pressure on her, and Chazy double teamed her and took the ball away. Big ball back up by Chateaugay, controlled by Doran. Doran, a little bit of a miss kick there, and Hannah Cook, number 1, was working the ball through the center field now. She makes a hard cut, and Doran breaks up the pass, controlled by Emery. Emery plays the ball up the left sidelines. Number 6, Lindsay Matthew, plays the ball back into the middle. Doran, number 15, controls the ball for Chazy and finds Lapierre wide open in the middle. Lapierre moves the ball through midfield and finds Rachel Pomeroy moving up the middle. Rachel with a little bit of too big of a touch and loses it, and Chateaugay clears the ball out and is controlled by number 7, Katie Beach. Beach looking for Boyer on the left-hand side, but missed kicks, and Latrimore breaks that up. Latchmore brings the ball up, and we're at 1 minute left in the first half with Lapeer moving the ball in, and this could be trouble. Oh, Pomeroy called offsides. Linesman's right there. Very good call. So we're down just a little under a minute with Chateaugay with a free kick just outside of their 18. And they'll be looking to move this ball up, and we'll be coming to the close of the half here very shortly. Number 6, Matthews plays the ball up, is headed back into the box, toward the box by Reynolds. Reynolds loses control. And that goes off a Chateaugay player with 30 seconds left. Christine Emery will take this throw, and Emery finds Reynolds all alone. Reynolds moves the ball to Lapeer. There's 20 seconds left with Chazy pressuring here in the last few seconds of the game. Lapeer turns, tries to take a shot. Was collected by a Chateaugay defender and played back out to the top of the box. Doran plays the ball in, and they're starting to get a little more physical here as Beach says, no, Miss Doran, you're not going to do that to me. So as we come to the close of the first half, it's Chazy 1, Chateaugay 0, with the shots 4-3 in favor of Chazy. We're at Plattsburgh High School on November 12th with the Class D regional. Winner goes to Final Four at the state tournament at Cortland next weekend. And we're back for the second half of the Northeast Regional Class D Girls Soccer game in Plattsburgh High School in Plattsburgh, New York, with the Chazy Eagles in white and the Chateaugay Bulldogs in maroon. Chazy leads the game 1-0 on a goal scored by Caitlin Lapeer, assisted by Rachel Pomeroy. The goal was scored with about 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Chazy comes out with pressure right off the bat. The ball goes off the end line, and Chateaugay has their first goal kick of the half. Goal kick comes out to number 7, Katie Beach. Beach moves the ball to Hannah Cook. Cook has had an outstanding half in the first half and has worked really hard. Nice ball right up the line to Beach, but she wasn't able to control, and Megan Reynolds moves the ball in, puts the ball in, missed by the defender, but Fleury, the keeper for Chateaugay, steps off our line and collects that very easily. Alexis Gay steps up and heads that ball up to Lapeer. Lapeer plays the ball back to Reynolds. Reynolds is called for the foul as she takes out Cook, and Chateaugay will get a free kick from fairly deep in their own end. It's November 12th. It's a brisk day here, a little overcast, but it's probably in the mid-40s. So all in all, it's really not bad for a November day. That ball goes off of Lapeer, and Katie Beach will come over and take the throw, and throwing goes back to Cook. Cook chests the ball, but Reynolds steps in and breaks that one up and plays the ball back to defender Pomeroy. Goes off of Pomeroy, though, and Alexis Beach gathers that and plays this out to Boyer. Boyer moves the ball up to the corner, works to cross the ball, miss kick, and goes off the end line for a Chazy goal kick. Chateaugay working hard there to try to get a good cross in. Boyer, one of their is their most prolific player with the highest number of goals and assists this year on the season, coming up on that left wing, and she is very dangerous. And Reynolds steps in and takes that ball away from Beach on a nice tackle, and big ball played up again. Oh, number 14 Favreau comes in and is called for the push. She come in and leveled one of the Chazy players at the top of the box there. Chateaugay coming out trying to shake things up and getting a little more aggressive, a little more physical here in the second half. Polomsky will take the free kick and plays the ball up, finds Reynolds. Reynolds sells the ball midfield. Finds Hannah Lauren, but plays it over top of her, and they weren't able to control. Chateaugay plays the ball back up midfield. And controlled by Alexis Gay, but she wasn't able to fully control, and the ball's played up front to Alexis Beach. Number 2, Alexis Beach giving chase, and the ball goes off of Latchmore for Chazy and out for a Chateaugay throw, and ball's thrown into Hannah Cook. Hannah Cook controls, loses control. Jory Cooper comes out and plays that ball big up the sidelines. Chazy catches Chateaugay a little flat-footed with that pass, and Hannah Lauren steps in and takes control, plays the ball back to Lapeer. Lapeer is moving the ball up the center of the field and continues to move the ball. They finally step in and play a double team with her, and Chateaugay clears the ball out. I believe that's number 10. Number 10 is Nicole Lamica. Reynolds plays the ball in, and Fleury plays that ball up in the air a little bit, and when she comes back down with it on the second catch, she's standing over the end line, so that becomes another Chazy corner kick. This will be their third of the game, and Chazy's been a little dangerous on these corner kicks. They've got 3 players standing right in the middle of the top of the box, kind of in a clump, and I'm sure they'll break out as the ball gets kicked, as well as they have Jory Cooper standing far side in case the big kick comes over the top. It's played flat down the line by Reynolds, and Fleury steps out and parries that ball a little bit and is able to run out and collect it. And she plays a very quick kick up the left wing here out to trying to find Boyer. Boyer's on Polemski, who cuts the ball back and is able to maintain control. And the ball goes into midfield to Reynolds and then back out to Emery. Emery misplays that ball right back to Hannah Cook. Hannah Cook steps in and, oh no, it wasn't Hannah Cook. It's Beach. Katie Beach steps in and levels number 7 Reynolds, and Chazy will have a free kick from 50 yards out. Reynolds takes the kick, puts the ball in over the top into the middle, but Chateaugay easily clears that ball back up top. Back into the box to Hannah Lauren, trying to find Lapeer, who had some space there. Doran steps in, has the ball, working toward the top of the box, but again, Hannah Cook comes in and controls that one. Fleury sees that ball coming in, plays the ball up a little bit, and is able to control. Another ball over the top, headed again by Gay. Comes back to Alexis Beach. She tries to find Boyer streaking down the left side, but isn't able to get there. Ball is played back to the middle. And Hack finds Jory Cooper on the left side. Cooper backheels that ball and is trying to move around number 16 White on that side. Loses control, and White was able to get the throw into Hannah Cook. Cook plays a big ball up over the middle, trying to find Alexis Beach, but was unable to. And there's Katie Beach, just steps in, plays the ball back to Alexis Beach, number 2. Beach and Gay battling for the ball. Gay plays the ball out the far side, and Chateaugay pressuring a little more here with 33 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second half. It's Chazy 1, Chateaugay 0, and Chateaugay starting to pressure Chazy a little more now. That was number 1 again. Hannah Cook stepping in, playing the ball in the box. Comes off her line, collects that ball, and she'll be punting the ball out of the box here. Ball's played back up over the middle. White tries to control the ball. Lapeer steps in, and Mr. Kowalski will rightly so call a handball on Lapeer, and came off her right bicep area, and so it'll be a Chateaugay free kick here, right here, very near midfield. Number 6 Matthews plays that ball up, but ball was still rolling, and Mr. Kowalski says, "Bring it back. Let's stop the ball before we kick it." That's the rule, and so we'll re-kick. Chateaugay will re-kick this ball. Now the ball stationary. This will be a legal free kick, and it's played up and in and headed by Gay, but Chazy's unable to control. Cook steps in again and tries to get control of that ball, and here's Reynolds with the ball. Cook finds control as Reynolds tries to a fancy little header that did not work, and Boyer plays the ball in, and Tuck's right there and is able to collect. So Coach Lang has got his team pushing and pressure and coming out, playing a little more physical, but fair. Good, hard shoulder-to-shoulder play as Chazy works against Chateaugay. Cooper touches that ball inside and is working the ball up the left-hand side, and she's free. Jory Cooper is very fast. This could be a problem for Chateaugay, but number 6 Matthews comes back and was able to thwart that attempt, but it will be another corner kick for Chazy as Lapeer goes to the corner to take this kick. Caitlin Lapeer sets the ball, and she brings the ball out to the center of the box. She was trying to find Doran, who was there, but Chateaugay was able to move the ball out of the box, and this is 16 White brings the ball up. She has some space on the right-hand side there, and she continues to work the ball up, touches to the inside, loses control, and Doran takes over for Chazy. Doran finds Reynolds. Reynolds working to try to find Lauren or Emery out here on the right-hand side, but wasn't able to do so. Big ball back over the top, headed forward by Polemski, then again by Reynolds. And once again, Hannah Cook controls and plays the ball nicely up the left-hand side, but Boyer was able to get up there and get on that ball. Chazy throw-in. So with 31 minutes left in the second half, it is Chazy 1, Chateaugay 0. And Chateaugay applying a little more pressure here in the second half and a little more control. And Chazy's getting off their possession game a little more and starting to play a little bigger boot style soccer. And they need to just relax and get back into their own style and work to maintain control of the ball. Chateaugay plays another big ball over the top, controlled by Polemski, and there's Katie Beach that steps in and takes control of that. Back to Hannah Cook. Hannah has a bad touch and goes out of bounds, and Polemski will take the throw in for Chazy. Number 7, Beach, and number 1, that's a handball on Beach, and that'll move forward. What I was just going to say is number 7, Katie Beach, and number 1, Hannah Cook have really stepped up and are working hard to take control of that midfield. That's where a lot of games are won. And they seem to work well together. They're around the ball all the time. And once again, there's Beach with a touch, but wasn't able to control. And Doran takes control of that ball. I'm looking down here, and the entire Chazy bench is on their feet now in support of their team. And it looks like Coach Sherman Trombley is going to bring those 2 freshmen again. Pombrio and Abby Snyder are going to come back into the game. Ball's crossed over midfield and is controlled by Reynolds. Reynolds finds Emery on the right-hand side, plays the ball back in the middle of Reynolds, who is unmarked. Reynolds controls and is looking and finds Doran wide open. Doran sends the ball in. This could be trouble. No, it does not go into the net area and is missed just wide right. Fleury was there, though, had a good beat on that ball. So as I said, Snide checks in for Christina Emery, and number 1, Rachel Pombrio, checks in for senior Jory Cooper. Coach Trombley is using her bench a little more today than she did last week when the Chazy Eagles played Elizabethtown. Chazy won that game, I believe it was 5-1, and in order to get here, the road for them was really not that difficult. They had to go through a Wells team who had a lot of spirit, and then Willsboro. Culminating with the sectional win against E-Town last weekend. Chateaugay's road here, there's 13 Class D girls teams out in Section 10, so they had to play an extra game. Their first game, they beat Lisbon 1-0. Their second game was against Madrid-Waddington, winning 2-0. Their third semifinal game was with Hoovelton. They won that game 3-0, and then they actually upset number 1 Parishville Hopkinton out there with a score of 2-1 to get here to win Section 10 and get here to this regional game. So once again, Coach Lang goes deep to his bench, bringing in 4 subs, working to get some fresh legs out there on the field and hopefully get a little more pressure on Took up front. He's bringing off 3 or 4 of his star players there. I think he's trying to get them rested a little bit and have them get ready to go for the second half of this second half. The ball's played up, and the ball was headed over top to Boyer. Boyer controls in the corner here and is working against Lindsay Heck. She's able to meg through, but Polemski nicely steps in. Ball goes off the head of a girl, and she's down. We have an injury here to a Chateaugay player. I can't see her number. We're going to stop the clock and take a break here for this injury. So we're back, and it's number 3, Morgan Legacy was the one that took that hard ball to the face. Good news is she's up and walking and having a discussion with one of the staff or maybe even a parent there from Chateaugay. She's wiping the tears, but she seems to be okay. These kids from Chateaugay are known to be tough kids over there from that region, and she took a really hard one there, but she's up, and we're glad to see she looks like she's going to be just fine. So we're back to action here with 27 minutes and 18 seconds left in the second half. Chazy leads Chateaugay 1-0, and with a throw in. Chazy controls the ball. Lapeer has the ball on the near sideline. Finds Reynolds. Reynolds looks for Snide, and Snide controls and is moving the ball. Plays the ball to Lapeer. Chazy controls the Hannah Lauren and plays the through ball looking for Rachel Pomeroy. Rachel is loose. Oh, there's real potential there, but Lauren was back in with a possibility, but a big kick over the top, and that ball is still in. Cleared by Chateaugay up the sidelines. It'll be a Chazy throw in. Nice through ball. That was some of the best possession control work I've seen out of Chazy yet today. That's the style of soccer they're used to playing. They put together 5 nice passes down the field, and the result was almost a reward of a second goal there. The ball is headed back into the box by Doran, who heads it outside nicely. Finds Pomeroy open. Pomeroy tries to send a hard shot in, but number 6, Matthews steps in and takes control of that ball. Kowalski says that was tipped off a Chateaugay player, so Chazy's going to get another corner kick. Lapeer goes to the corner to take this kick, and she's waiting for her players to come up and get set. Ball's played in. This one's more toward the top of the box. She's been playing those pretty flat across there, but touched by Pomeroy. She couldn't quite settle that ball, and it goes off the end line for a goal kick for Chateaugay. Fleury sets the ball. It's going to be taken by number 6, Matthews. Out to Alexis Beach. Beach jumps through the ball, but our referee, Jerry Kowalski, says no, that was a handball on Beach, and so Chazy will have a set play from just about 35 yards out from the goal line there for the soccer net. Reynolds is going to take this free kick for Chazy. Everybody's lined up working to stay on sides. Lapeer gets her head on it, but was able to put it on net a little bit wide right, but a nice set play there by Chazy, putting a little more pressure on. So we're at 25 minutes of the Northeast Regional Final. Winner goes to Cortland for the Final Four of the state tournament. Alexis Beach works hard there to keep that ball in. Chazy leads this contest 1-0 with a score by Caitlin Lapeer at 5.5 minutes left of the first period. And we are here with Calvin Castine with Hometown Cable, bringing you all the soccer games possible that you can possibly get to for the North Country. He does a great job in bringing this great service to us, and we need to support him in his efforts to continue to bring these games to all of us here in the North Country that we all appreciate and get to watch quite often. So here we have Latrimore moving the ball up on the outside, and that's collected by number 12, Danielle Charland. Charland moves the ball up, takes the space, and finds Hannah Cook streaking up the right-hand side. Hannah is able to keep that ball in and is working to get a nice cross in, but Hack was there and able to play that ball out. That could have been very dangerous. Hack was there with 2 players coming in with that cross. Had that ball been a little more toward the top of the box, I think Chazy might have had some trouble controlling that one. So as we have 4 players once again checking in for Chateaugay. Coach Lang has rested his starters, and they are all back on the field. Favreau is back on. She's put up some significant numbers this year, and Boyer, who is their leading scorer, is standing there in the top of the box, hoping to get across. But the ball goes off a Chateaugay player, and Chazy will have the throw-in. Ball into Doran. She tries to flicked that ball over the top, but was unable to, and it goes off her head and out of bounds. So Chateaugay has a throw in deep in Chazy territory. Ball's in. Durham was able to head that one out of the box, but number 24, I got her name there at the halftime break. That's Abby Barnes. She's put some good quality minutes in for them. The linesman says that went off a Chateaugay player, and this will be a goal kick for Chazy as Christina Emery checks back in for Abby Snide. 22.5 minutes left. Chazy leads the contest 1-0. I see Coach McCullough has arrived here. The Chazy boys will be playing the Parishville Hopkinton boys from Section 10 for the Northeast Regional Final Four slot for the Class D boys. And Alexis Gay did a good job to play that one off a Chateaugay player. Goes off the end line and be a goal kick for Chazy.
What's Periscope's nickname? Panthers. Rushton, is that legal?
Cook takes a goal kick, goes off the back of Kirsten Doran as she bent down to try to flick that ball in. Hannah Lauren and Alexis Beach working hard against each other, but neither one of them win it. And actually, Rachel Pomerio comes out with the ball. Kirsten Doran plays that ball up again, and they're looking for Hannah Cook. Or no, that's Katie Beach on the far side. Cook is in the middle, and Latrimore chooses to just play that ball out of bounds with Chateaugay pressuring hard. Chateaugay coming with 3 players making a run to the box there and working to center that ball in number 14. Favreau comes in. Boyer was unable to get her foot on the ball as Megan Reynolds comes over and collects that ball and sends it out. Caitlin Lapierre plays the ball through and finds Hannah Lauren up the right-hand side. Lauren has some space with 2 players giving chase and 1 in front of her. Lauren touches the ball by, takes it to the right-hand corner, and she's just trying to hold that ball up until she can get the cross. Cross comes in. Pomerio has a nice touch, but Fleury collects that one nicely. Good work by Chazy. Once again, playing the ball to feet. They control the ball well, and they're able to move it and get some pressure when they get into that big ball over the top business. That's not Chazy-style soccer, and they aren't doing as well. This ball is Boyer working on Alexis Gay, but Alexis was able to move that ball and come out with it and plays the ball up to Lapierre. Lapierre touches by Alexis Beach, plays the ball to the center to Hannah Lauren, who puts a hard shot in but was unable to connect, and Lauren is down. Looks like she's not sure what's happening with her, but Kowalewski stops the game and will take another timeout for the injury.
Oh, bloody nose. Coming out of the nose.
Is it?
Yeah.
So we are back. Hannah Lauren, it looks like she caught a shot in the nose here. They're working on what appears to be a bloody nose for her. She was able to walk off under her own power. It seems to be okay. Coach Thompson, the assistant coach there, he's an EMT, and I'm sure he's going to take good care of her. He's down there working on her right now, and they're actually working to clean up the field out there a little bit. So it must have been a pretty good shot she had with some dripping going on, but we got it all cleaned up, and looks like we'll be ready to go back to action here very soon. So with 20 minutes and 2 seconds left, we're nearly halfway through this second half, and it's Chazy 1, Chateaugay 0 in the girls Class D Northeastern Regional Final. For the most part, Chazy has controlled this game, except in the second half. Chateaugay has definitely applied some more pressure. They haven't really had a real good quality chance yet, but you can see they're working hard to try to get that equalizer here. 24, Abby Barnes takes that goal kick back up over top and is controlled by Katie Beach on the far side. Beach has Cook working on the inside. Beach is very fast and touches by Kenan Latrimore and makes a nice cut there. And we're going to have an obstruction call there on the outside of the box. And Chateaugay is going to have a set play just outside the 18 on the far right corner of the box here. And this is a real opportunity for them to get the equalizer. So they're looking to set this up. She plays it quickly in, and it scores! That was, I couldn't get the number there, but Chazy was kind of lackadaisical, waiting for everything to get set there, and she just stepped up and took a big shot there, put it just under the bar to the far left corner, and Chazy was caught off guard completely there. They were not ready for that ball to be played, and played right to the net. I'm not sure Took even saw it until it hit the back of the net. So we're going to wait for Kevin Mulligan here, who is the stadium announcer, to let us know who made that goal, because I could not see from here who let that one go. I think it was Favreau, but I'm not positive. And it's a 1-1 game, and we are here at the Northeast Regional Finals for the Class D Girls Soccer 2011. The winner moves on to represent this region in the Final Four in Cortland next weekend. Chazy is in the Chateaugay end with a throw-in. And she Reynolds trying to find Lapeer. Lapeer tries to settle the ball and unable to, and it's back up to number 14, Favreau.
14.
I was just informed that number 14, Favreau, was the one that scored that goal. Kelly Favreau, that is her 8th goal of the season.
Unassisted by Kelly Favreau.
Ball controlled by number 6, Christina Emery, who goes into the box. Rachel Pomerio's right there with a shot. Rachel Pomerio scores to push Chazy back ahead. Answers back almost just about a minute later with a nice ball over the middle. Rachel Pomerio chests the ball down and puts it into the left-hand side of the net as Chazy regains the lead with a 2-1 lead there. Answers right back almost immediately to take the lead back. So with 18 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game here, left in the second half. Calvin, I'm still learning on that one because we could always go overtime, and this one really could happen that way today. 18 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second half. Chazy regains the lead and is up 2-1. And this one really has become very exciting for the fan base here. The bleachers on this side of the field are almost completely filled. I'm sure you can see on Kelvin's camera on the far side. There's several people on the fence there, with a few in the bleachers there. So Christina Emery was the assistant on that goal by Rachel Pomerio. Freshman Rachel Pomerio, who steps up and scores a big game in state playoff action. And that's got to be really exciting for her. And Jory Cooper works hard to maintain control of that ball for Chazy, plays the ball back to Doran. Doran controls the ball, brings it back to her defense, and resets with Polumsky. Chazy playing smart, possessing the ball at this time, and once again, when they play the ball to feet and are able to find those crisp passes 2 feet, they do much better. This is Lapeer, who touches the ball into the box. She plays a nice cross that Pomerio wasn't able to get her head on. Jory Cooper with it serves the ball in, but Flory does a wonderful job of coming off her line and collecting that ball. Very good pressure by Chazy there, but Flory, the Chateaugay keeper, does a fantastic job of coming out and collecting that ball and keeping her team only down 1 goal. Reynolds and Alexis Beach going at it real hard here, and Kowalski says play on as Beach comes away with the ball. She's small, and Reynolds is a little bit bigger girl than she is, but she maintains control. Boyer comes down and puts a nice serve in, trying to find Katie Beach streaking in there, but played a little too big. Beach maintains control, keeps the ball in, and it's played out of bounds by Latrimore. Chateaugay will have a throw in very deep in the end of Chazy. Once again, we are here at Plattsburgh High School with the girls Class D regional final, with Chazy leading the Chateaugay Bulldogs by a score of 2-1 with about 16:45 left in the second half. And Chateaugay applying pressure, trying to get the second equalizer of the game, and the ball's played big back up to Rachel Pomerio, who is running on a ball, but she wasn't quite able to control that, and the ball's played out to number 16, White, for Chateaugay. White takes the ball up the right-hand side and has lots of space, and she finds, I believe that's Katie Beach out there, tries to play the ball to Hannah Cook, but wasn't able to. Boyer comes back and takes control. Tries to find Cook in the middle, but wasn't able to. And Hack plays the ball, loses control, and that will be a corner kick for Chateaugay. Chateaugay with a chance for a set play, and wisely Coach Lang brings in Favreau again, number 14, who is one of his highest 5 producers here, and so he's getting her back in the game as he brings out Katie Beach for a well-deserved rest. She's been working really hard out there on that right-hand side, and she's won a lot of balls to keep Chateaugay in. The ball's played into the box. Hannah Cook tries to chest it in, played out to number 13, Shelby Coleman, and Took comes out and punches the ball out of the box, but wasn't able to clear it. Alexis Beach plays the ball back in, and Latrimore tries to clear the ball as White controls the ball and sends the ball in, but wasn't able to find Boyer on the far side, and the ball goes wide right of the net. And Chazy dodged a bullet there as Chateaugay continues to apply a lot of pressure here in the second half. Chateaugay works to continue with the pressure there, and Chazy has so far been able to withstand that pressure. The goal kick comes out to Alexis Beach, but she wasn't able to control, and actually Lapeer controls that ball. Goes off Rachel Pomeroy and back in the box, and Fleury will come off her line and collect that ball. Fleury punts the ball out near midfield, and it's headed back in by Megan Reynolds. Reynolds finds Lapeer, where Lapeer was able to settle that ball in control. She tries to find Reynolds making the streak, but Chateaugay defender plays that ball, and Boyer comes up the left-hand side, and here comes Chateaugay again with some pressure. She tries to center the ball. She finds Hannah Cook. Hannah Cook turns and takes a shot, but Took was ready for that one and comes off her line and was able to catch that ball in the air. And Took will be punting the ball out. Ball comes back out to midfield, and this will be controlled by White of Chateaugay. It goes off a Chazy player and back to White, and White controls. Once again, Hannah Cook right there in the middle of that play, as she has been all day. She's been an all-star player for Chateaugay today, and just continues to work. She works off of Megan Reynolds there, and unfortunately kicks the ball out, and Chazy will control the ball. Hannah Lauren must have been gotten herself stitched up and is in better shape, and here she comes back on the field, ready to play again. And she'll actually replace Rachel Pombrio, who's pushed out to the left outside mid, and Jory Cooper is the one that's going to come off the field for Chazy. Number 7, Katie Beach, is waiting to check back in as Alexis Beach maintains control of this throw in, and she's working to get a shot off, and it goes off Alexis Gay, and when she was able to keep it in the field, Rachel Pombrio works hard trying to keep that in, but wasn't able to, and Katie Beach is going to check back in for the Chateaugay Bulldogs. And she's going to relieve number 14. No, that's not number 14. That's number 12, Danielle Charland. So Chazy again leading 2-1 as Chateaugay works and controls that ball, but it was touched off of there by Reynolds, and then out to Lapeer, who played it back, and Reynolds plays it back to her again. Here's number 7, Katie Beach, controlling the ball for Chateaugay. Plays out to number 16, White. White takes a small touch and works to get the ball past Pombrio. Kowalski says play on as they go, and White gives her a forearm shiver, but still maintains control of the ball. And Mr. Kowalski is going to let these girls play a little bit now as as Chateaugay works, and as I said earlier, they've come out more physical. They're playing a little harder, a little more shoulder to shoulder soccer, and working to try to control that ball. Christine Emery tries to collect that ball for Chazy and is able to, and once again it's Katie Beach that comes out with that ball as Reynolds steps in and with a nice tackle to control the ball for Chazy. Goes up to Lapeer and back to Reynolds, back to Lapeer. Here's Chazy putting their passes together again. When they do this, they can be dangerous. Lapeer holds up for a minute, touches through, finds Hannah Lauren, but Hannah Lauren is offsides, and so Chateaugay will have a kick at about the 16-18 area of their own box. We're down to 11:39 in the second half of this game, with Chazy leading Chateaugay 2-1. Chateaugay has definitely put together a little more pressure since Chazy scored that second goal, and is looking to trying to find that equalizer. As they're playing the ball big out of their box and just trying to keep Chazy at bay for right now. But here comes Favreau, number 14, working on Rachel Pombrio, and Favreau wins that ball. She megs Pombrio, but was unable to get through her, and Kenan Latrimore steps up and takes that ball. Plays over to Reynolds. Reynolds looks for the outside and finds Emery. Emery tries to touch to Lapeer and was able to get that ball through. As Hannah Cook comes back and is playing Lapeer hard. The ball goes over to Reynolds. Lapeer plays the ball in, and Fleury comes off her line and is able to handle that one quite easily. Punt back to midfield. Doran gets her head on the ball and moves that ball to the outside, and it looks like Favreau for Chateaugay will control this ball. Favreau moves the ball up to the outside, plays the ball through the legs of Rachel Pombrio and was able to control. Plays a big ball over to the top. The sweeper Hack was able to step up on that one and plays the ball to the outside. Favreau comes up and was able to maintain that ball and keep it in. Alexis Beach trying to play it. Favreau plays it back in the box again, but did not have a runner coming in, and the ball goes over the end line for a Chazy goal kick. We're down to just about the 10-minute mark left in this game, and the Chazy boys, I can see them down there on the end of the fence cheering on their girls team, waiting for their opportunity to step on the field here. They will meet the Parishville Hopkinton Panthers for the Northeast Regional Class D boys final here in Plattsburgh right after this game is finished. Megan Reynolds for Chazy controls that ball and looks to find Hannah Lauren, but it was played to the outside, controlled by Chateaugay's number 4, Sarah Gardner. The ball comes outside number 7, Katie Beach, who was able to play the ball up. And Alexis Beach now controls as the ball went to Favreau initially, and she was able to maintain control. Alexis Beach tries to play the ball to the outside. She was able to get it to White. The ball comes into the Chazy sweeper hack, and White plays the ball in hard again. Comes across, but nobody was on the outside here. But here comes Katie Beach once again. She works Polomsky off the ball and was able to maintain it as she plays the ball forward to Boyer. Boyer unable to control, and Chazy clears their box with Lapeer controlling the ball as Hannah Cook works hard on her to try to take her off the ball. Hannah Lauren controls the ball down the right side with number 4 Gardner in chase. Lauren stops that ball and tries to cut it back in. She is able to get it in the middle, but Chateaugay clears the ball and Katie Beach controls as she and Lapeer work against each other, and Lapeer comes out the winner of that little scrum. The ball bounces off a Chateaugay defender and comes back out to Boyer. Oh, that one would have been dangerous, but Alexis Gay was able to get a foot on that ball, and Hack just has to come back and clear it on the line with Alexis Beach chasing her very hard here in the box. 8:18 left, Chateaugay with a throw in deep in their own end. Alexis Gay steps in front of Beach, but it'll be another Chateaugay throw in as Boyer is going to take this throw as well. Throw-in comes to Megan Reynolds, who was able to control. Reynolds follows through and levels number 13, Shelby Coleman, and with that, the Chateaugay Bulldogs are going to have another free kick in another dangerous area about 30 yards out. As Boyer sets this ball, again, she has scored the most goals for Chateaugay this year with 18 prior to this match, and she serves the ball into Alexis Beach, who was unable to settle that ball. Back out to number 13, Shelby Coleman, who sends the ball in, but it goes wide left, and Chazy averts another little surge there from Chateaugay. That could have been very dangerous. Chazy Eagles lead the Chateaugay Bulldogs 2-1 with 7:19 left in the second half here. So Chazy starting to have a few more fouls, a few more levels of frustration. As I said, Chateaugay has stepped up their physical play here, and there's a little more frustration on the side of Chazy. They gotta maintain control and play that game, and control with that possession game that they played. Number 16 White just put Jory Cooper on the ground, and so Chazy will have a free kick from about 50 yards out as Megan Reynolds goes over to take this free kick, and I'm sure they're working on, hey, it's time to start working that clock a little bit and saving some time here if we can. 6:30 left in the second half as Megan Reynolds takes that kick, and Chateaugay defender steps up and Boyer controls. Boyer at midfield controls, but Abby Snide, or no, that's Kirsten Dorn. Kirsten Dorn steps in and takes the ball away nicely. Goes off a Chateaugay defender, and Chazy will have the throw, and Kenan Latrimore is going to take this one for the Eagles. And the ball comes in and is played off a Chateaugay defender and is running up the right-hand side there, and Lindsay Hack's going to go over and touch that ball, and Alexis Beach was able to get a foot on it, played it off Hack, and Chateaugay has the throw-in. It's a very quick throw-in as Chateaugay continues to move forward with Alexis Beach controlling, and she comes around Latrimore with control, and the ball stays in. Alexis Gay steps up and takes control. Here's White with the ball just outside the box. She launches one, and goes off the outside of her foot and misses wide right, so this will be another Chazy goal kick. 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second half with Chazy leading 2-1. Took sets the ball and plays it out. Number 13, Shelby Coleman steps in and heads that ball and wins it for Chateaugay. And White comes through and tries to win that one. Here's Lapeer and Hannah Cook again working against each other. And Lapeer gets double teamed and the ball stripped off, but it rolled to Hannah Lauren. Lauren continues with play and plays the ball across to Lapeer. Lapeer continues to control, and she's trying to find Abby Snide here on the right-hand side. And Snide making a nice run in with lots of space. And this one could be trouble as she tries to cross it, but didn't get turned on it, and it goes off the end line for a Chateaugay goal kick. Snide making a nice job of finding space there, and Lauren did a good job of getting her head, or not Lauren, Lapeer did a nice job of looking up and finding her, making that run, and that one could have been trouble if Snide could have turned her hips and got that one in there. Doran heads the ball forward, 3 white jerseys there, and it goes to Hannah Lauren, back to Lapeer. Lapeer loses control, and Hannah Cook controls, trying to find Favreau out there on the right-hand side, but Favreau wasn't able to get there. Kelly Favreau working hard out there with Latrimore trying to control that ball. Latrimore will take the throw in for Chazy. We are under the 4-minute mark in the second half as Abby Snide comes off the field. Christina Emery, the starter, checks back in for her. Ball is thrown in and controlled by Chateaugay. As I believe that's White on the far side moves that ball up again. White and Cooper battling for the ball, and White wins that one as Favreau has a chance and heads the ball by and goes down. And Mr. Kowalski blows the whistle and calls a trip on Chazy. So right here from just about the same spot that Chateaugay scored that first goal, they're going to have another opportunity here with a free kick, and you can already see Chazy's not milling around in the box like they did that first time. The eyes are on the ball there, and they're going to make sure that they know where this one is. The ball goes into the side net. Took came off her line, was ready for that one, I think, but Favreau wasn't able to connect on the net with that last one. So we're down under the 3-minute mark here, and Catherine Took is placing the ball for another Chazy goal kick. And I think I've been saying Chazy goal kick quite a bit here lately in the last 5 minutes or so. Chateaugay continues to pressure them, and the ball has been in the Chazy end for quite a bit here lately. As Cook wins the goal kick and plays it out to Favreau. Favreau unable to collect, and Chazy will have the throw in. But again, Chazy deep on her own end as Rachel Pombrio, the scorer of the second goal, checks in, and we'll check in for Lauren. So we'll see how often Coach Sherman Trombley sends somebody to the line here to come in, but she's probably getting a little bit nervous here with the pressure that Chateaugay's applied as with the throw in here. Chazy was able to ultimately control, but they lost control now as Cook plays the ball back out to Favreau on that corner. Favreau wins the ball and plays it back inside. Doran steps in and breaks that one up and plays the ball out. We're down to the 2-minute mark. Chazy leading 2-0 with Chateaugay applying heavy pressure. Throwing goes to Cook. Cook tries to play the ball forward. It goes off Jory Cooper. Chateaugay maintains possession, and we'll have the throw in. Ball's back in the box, headed out by Latrimore, and that gives Chateaugay a corner kick with 1:35 left in the second half here. They continue to apply pressure, and Coach Sherman Trombley walking back down toward the box there, trying to encourage our girls on to keep them out of the box here late in the game. The ball goes off the beach, the head of Alexis Beach, but she's unable to control, and back out to number 13. But Rachel Pombrio was able to step in and take control of that as number 10, Nicole Lamica, plays the ball back into the box. We're down to 1 minute left in the second half here, and Chateaugay continues to apply pressure as Chazy leads Chateaugay 2-1 in this Class D regional final. The ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Chateaugay throw-in. White throws the ball in, looking for Favreau. Favreau tries to touch the ball by, and she's called for a high kick, a dangerous kick with 40 seconds left. Chazy taking their time to collect themselves to take this free kick. The linesman says, "Let's go," and Reynolds is forced to take that a little more quickly than she wants to as the clock winds down to 20 seconds here. It appears that Chazy is going to hold them out and go on to win this game. As Chateaugay controls, but there's only 15 seconds left. The ball's in their own end. They got a lot of distance cover. As the count starts, Chateaugay gets control of the kick here, but we are down, and as the clock winds down, it will be Chazy winning the Class D Girls Northeastern Regional Finals, and they will advance to the Class D State Final Four as Chazy wins this contest 2-1 over the Chateaugay Bulldogs. Chateaugay did a tremendous job of putting pressure on late in that second half, but they just weren't able to find that equalizer, and I think we're walking away with the same score we had last year in this two schools both contesting this state game last year, as Chazy walked away with a 2-1 win. So we're back as Chazy has won the girls Class D Northeast Regional Final by a score of 2-1 over Chateaugay, and the captains for Chazy are out there with Keith Rains, who is the Section 7 coordinator for girls soccer, as he presents the regional trophy to the Chazy girls.
For the Final Four, and we'll be down in the Portland State.
So once again, the Chazy girls have punched their ticket to the Final Four. They will meet the winner of the Section 3 Remsen, Section 4 Morris girls Class D regional final, and that will be in the Southwest region, or I'm sorry, the Southeast region. Section 3 Remsen is currently tied in the rankings with Chazy. They are tied to the number 1 rankings in the state. So it'll be interesting to see if they get through against Morris, who is a quality Section 4 team. So we're waiting to hear the results of that. But the girls are getting their picture taken here, and Chazy chalks up another championship for their wall at home, and the trophy goes on the wall right outside of the boardroom there in the main hallway for everybody to see. And Chazy, a powerhouse school in Class D soccer, and they will represent this region very well. Chateaugay is nothing to be ashamed of. They played very well. They came out, played hard. They had some good quality chances there in the last 5 or 10 minutes, and Chazy was able to stave that off. So once again, as we close out here, Chazy wins the Class D Regional Girls Final with a score of 2-1 over the Chateaugay Bulldogs, and that's the way it was in Plattsburgh on November 12th.